Man vs. Wild with Bear Grylls was a 2006 TV show where survivalist Bear Grylls, who, it took me an embarrassingly long time to realize Bear isn't his real name, would put himself into dangerous survival situations. I never watched it, all I remember is my older brother didn't like Bear Grylls, he was more of a Survivor Man guy. And like any piece of media in the late to mid 2000s, it got a video game adaptation. I figured it could be good for a laugh and decided to give it a shot. The game released for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the Wii. I will of course be playing the Wii version as motion controls are objectively funny. I present to you Man vs. Wild with Bear Grylls, the video game. I would call the Man vs. Wild video game a closed world survival game. You have a hydration meter which drains over time and can be replenished by drinking water or other liquids. Eat the skin too. Or just start pissing, dude. What the hell? Obtained snakeskin canteen. Is it full of... It is full of piss. Did I just drink the piss? If you run out of hydration, your energy bar will start to drain, and it can also drain from taking damage from something like falling, and can be replenished with food. And this little green bar is your health, and when that runs out, Bear becomes incapacitated. Sleeping will fully restore your health, energy, and hydration. I call it a closed world survival game because it's extremely linear. The game gives you an ordered list of tasks to complete in a confined area. You complete them, and move on to the next confined space to get your next tasks. There's a reason I didn't call it an adventure game, no matter how much it likes to think of itself as one. We have 5 levels called episodes and a tutorial at base camp to complete. I'm sure I could figure out the deeper complexities of Man vs. Wild for the Wii, but I'll play the tutorial so I'm getting the full experience. I guess I'll go with normal. Mission briefing. Here you will learn the techniques and methods you'll need to know in order to survive in the wild. Navigate through the obstacle course. Fight a snake. Okay. Catch a fish. Build a campfire and shelter, go skydiving, helicopter extraction. Wait, why is go skydiving one of the necessary steps for survival? Oh my god.
From here you'll be able to practice some of the techniques I often use. You're not going to learn everything here, but it'll be enough to get started.
The first thing you'll notice is Bear Grylls is extremely quiet. Or maybe you didn't notice because you can't hear him at all. I'm not doing that. The rest of the game is at a normal volume. The audio mixing for Bear's voice lines is just terrible. I always get so self-conscious about the audio mixing in my videos, but at least I know it's never this bad. These yellow piss clouds are spirits of adventure. Collecting them and completing our tasks gives us SP, which fills up this yellow meter to increase our adventure rank. Leveling up gives us bonuses to things like our hydration and energy meters. New production photo. Unlocked Bear without a shirt. Hang on, how do I view production photos?
I'm Bear Grylls.
Adventure log. Production photos. Yeah. Okay. I have to start over now, don't I? It was worth it. It was worth it. We learned to climb, which is good because this game features a lot of climbing, and it turns out Bear Grylls is one with the Force. Oh my, wait, did he just like Lego Star Wars Jedi front flip? I don't know what causes it, but sometimes when you jump forwards, Bear will do this Lego Star Wars Jedi front flip. Oh, fuck, a snake! This is supposed to be training camp, why is there a rattlesnake? Combat in this game boils down to just pressing the button it tells you to when it tells you to. The Bear is so quiet, but that waterfall is loud as fuck in my left ear. It's time to build a fire so we can cook the fish that I caught, so we begin the construction challenge. Whenever you build something, the items nearby you need to collect glow this greenish, yellowish, brownish, which is helpful here at base camp, but in most of the other levels, you'll find that the ground is a similar shade of greenish, yellowish, brownish, which causes the items you need to collect to camouflage into the dirt. Maybe I'm just stupid, but these construction challenges were some of the only places I got stuck. We build a shelter the same way and sleep through the night, and now it's time for the most important part of any survival scenario. Going skydiving. You do tricks by playing Simon, and I wanted nothing more than to not open my parachute and see Bear Grylls splat onto the ground, but the last thing this game wants the player to do is have any actual fun. Hell yeah. Aww. Ah! It deployed the parachute. What's the point of telling me to deploy the parachute if there's no punishment for not? Now that we know how to skydive, that's all the training we need to survive the harshest environments. So let's head into the Rocky Mountains for episode 1.
I'm flying at 10,000 feet above the Rockies, somewhere near the Canadian border. Millions of people visit here every year, and every year almost 2,000 don't return alive. At any moment, the pilot will tell me to jump. I don't have a map, no spare clothing, no water nor food, not even a cell phone. My mission is simple: use all my skills to get out alive. When I jump, I'll need to try and find a clear area to land in. If I choose a wrong spot...
Before every level, we get some completely inaudible footage from the actual show, and it's time for our skydiving training to be put to the test. There are side objectives to do in each level. In level 1, we have to locate 4 animals of interest, 4 rare plants, and 9 pieces of Gold Rush trash. Yeah, I'm not going out of my way to do that. Isn't playing Man vs. Wild with Bear Grylls for the Nintendo Wii enough for you people? This game doesn't control very well. The way Bear moves with the nunchuck joystick is just clunky, and anytime you want to run so you get through this nightmare faster, the camera gets real low and close and starts shaking vigorously. By the end of the game, I was definitely feeling a little lightheaded. The controls are definitely the worst during the platforming sections. Yes, I said platforming sections, but you can't even jump up some ledges. You have to walk up and hold forward on them so Bear will climb up automatically.
Bighorn sheep are named after their large horns that can weigh up to 30 pounds.
You don't fucking say. I grabbed some millipedes to snack on, but I accidentally touched one of the bright red poisonous ones, which made Bear vomit on the spot. This didn't decrease my hydration or my energy or my health, so I'm not sure what the point was. Why doesn't Bear have any teeth? We make it to the top of the mountain so we can move on to our next objective. Immediately going down the mountain. We make a grappling hook with the rope from our parachute, and now we need to climb a tree so we can use it. Which tree am I supposed to climb?
Now I need a tree that I can climb.
I don't know, man. They all seem climbable to me. Oh, that one. Okay, I guess. I built a fire and a shelter, and there are even some traps I could set up in this area. Okay, I guess we set a trap. Woo! Alexa, play I'll Face Myself from the Persona 4 soundtrack. Oh my god. No way he's doing that stuff in the show. I have to platform across these rocks, but some of the gaps are too wide to be crossed with a standard jump. That means I have to sprint jump. Remember how the camera gets real low and shaky whenever I sprint? Yeah, that really doesn't help make the platforming any easier. Also, what was the point of letting me set up those traps if I'm not going to be able to get anything from them because of the bear attacks? You know, call me a skeptic, but I don't think Bear Grylls was wrestling grizzly bears and panthers on the show. Damn! A lot more walking and climbing later, we make it to the river jump and oh god damn it, the same bear again?
Now's not a good time to dilly-dally. I need to get down to that river and fast. Oh my god, we've got to move. Wow!
Oh. Dude, what the fuck? What? I should finish my current goal before opening the cooler. Okay. This is probably the best example of railroading in the game. We have to catch a fish before we're allowed to look at his conveniently placed cooler. I catch the fish, and my next objective is to find a flotation device. And I'm legitimately not sure what happened here. I'm just going to show you the footage. Oh, what? Wait, did we find a flotation device, or did we just jump into the river? What was in the cooler? Bear opens the cooler, pulls out nothing, and walks into the river. Huh? Why would there be a flotation device in this conveniently placed cooler in the first place? At the end of the river, we jump to the extraction helicopter. Oh shit! We jump to the extraction helicopter and head to episode 2, the Florida Everglades. But not before we take a quiz for bonus survival points. Would you like to take a quiz for bonus survival points? Sure! They say there are only 2 seasons. What are they? June and winter. What is the name of the highest mountain peak in the Rockies? Mount Elbert. How quickly can rattlesnake venom kill? 20 seconds. We're preparing for winter. How much weight does a bear usually gain? 400 pounds. Feeling lucky. Would you like to answer one more question for double or nothing? Okay. Yeah. How far away could a grizzly bear smell something? 20 miles? Yeah! I just picked the one like in the middle between the two every time. I'm in Florida. Each year, people get lost and die in the vastness of the Everglades swamp. Travel through its different ecosystems and get back to civilization. Explore and camp in the swamp. Explore the sawgrass and the forest. Find civilization. I'm just supposed to keep walking until I find a culver's? What is this? Why, yes, I am just supposed to keep walking until I find a culver's.
There's an old saying in the Everglades to tell the two apart. Red on yellow kills a fellow. Red on black is a friend of Jack.
It's no friend of mine. I'm not Jack. This level consists of, let's see, walking, build a fire and shelter, walking, build a fire and shelter, and more walking. Great. Except I got attacked by a swarm of very loud bugs. This isn't awful at all. I don't hate every part of this. 455 degrees seems like a lot. Ew! What the fuck? The second half of this level has sections where you have to very slowly swim through what I can only guess is liquid cement. It is so slow. You ever hear how the devs of the old Lion King game for the Genesis added a super hard puzzle in level 2 so people rented the game from Blockbuster couldn't get too far in it? That's the only possible reason I could think of for Bear Grylls to need to take a dip in the cement.
Look at that! I can actually see my feet again. It's a relief to be on dry ground.
I swim through some more cement, fight some gators and another bear. Okay. And make it to the next camp. I don't need to cook my food really, so I decided to skip the fire and build the shelter. Some of the materials I need are on the other side of this cement swamp, so I guess I'll just have to trudge through here. 50 seconds across. Damn, can't find the materials. Did I miss them back on the other side? 50 seconds across. Damn, they have to be back on the other side. 50 seconds to cross. Found them. Now I can go back and build the shelter. 50 more seconds of cement swimming. Finally, I can just sleep and move on. Wait, what do you mean there's more to do with this campsite? How so? I have to build the fire? I can't just move on? And so I continued searching for the large log and 2 small rocks I needed to make the campfire. I crossed the concrete river twice more, 50 seconds across both ways, before saying, fuck this, and Googling Man vs. Wild Wii Game Episode 2. Google's AI overview promptly told me that the game does not have an Episode 2. Great. But I did find an IGN guide. Just what I need, let's give it a read. Man vs. Wild Guide. Man vs. Wild captures the heart-pounding excitement and realistic nature of the Discovery Channel's top-rated television series. The game offers 5 authentic situations in a role-play style adventure featuring seasoned survival expert Bear Grylls. The action begins when players are dropped into extreme conditions and forced to demonstrate indigenous survival techniques, such as escaping quicksand in the desert, exploring dangerous jungles, traversing ravines in the mountains, and navigating some of the world's most treacherous waters. The core gameplay of Man vs. Wild is a dynamic mix of exhilarating action-adventure, role-playing, and puzzle-solving. Tasks throughout the 5 extraordinary expeditions. Players gather materials to accomplish tasks such as building fires, catching food, and creating the necessary tools for survival while traveling across miles of diverse landscapes. That's it? Not much of a guide, more of just a statement. Also, I gotta be honest, I'm recording this right now, and that was my first time actually reading this all the way through. Most of that, I have no idea what it's talking about. What do you mean puzzle-solving tasks? I would not describe a single thing that I did as a puzzle. I guess you could truly rely only on yourself in the wilderness, so I went back to just wandering around. Are you fucking kidding me?! Mind you, this is one of only 3 sections in the entire game where you have to crawl, and one of those was the tutorial. I tried to go this way when I first got here, but there was such a huge invisible wall surrounding it, I just figured it was somewhere I could circle back to after this campsite. I was at this single campsite for 24 minutes. The whole game only took me 3.5 hours. Get in the conveniently placed fan boat, crash the conveniently placed fan boat. Shit. Whoa! Extraction. Let's see what I've learned. How do catfish dig in the ground? Using their heads. Yay! I got 10 survival points. I recorded this 5 days ago. I have no idea why I made that noise. Episode 3, the Sahara Desert. Run, climb, parkour. Oh look, I caught a lizard. I'm gonna name you... Jesus Christ, Bear!
This here is a sandfish. He's like little lizards. And what's amazing about this guy is that he uses arms and legs to actually swim under the sand, burrow 1 meter deep. That's his way of getting away from predators. But he's also food. But just get rid of the head, they're definitely over.
Why would they put a Spirit of Adventure point up there? Shut up, Bear Grylls!
Baking hell of the desert. Man, I'm so thirsty.
Why would they put a Spirit of Adventure point up there if they're just gonna fucking... if I'm gonna take fall damage when I jump down? A sandstorm. Looks like I'm gonna have to do a Star Wars and take shelter in this camel corpse. Shit, I wasn't fast enough. The camel carcass regenerated. There we go. Snug as a British man in a regenerating Camillidae corpse. Some more fire and shelter building and some climbing later and...
Wait. Look close. There's serious danger up ahead. Landmines.
Landmines?
This is old World War II landmines. I need to find a way to clear them out if I want to keep moving forward.
This is the part where the humble naivete of a starry-eyed child once more emerged from my soul. I truly believed this would be the part of the game where I'd actually get to have some fun. But the game wouldn't let me run headfirst into the World War II era landmines that forced me into a rock-throwing minigame. I don't even know why I bothered getting my hopes up over the game that wouldn't let me make Edward Michael Grylls fall to his death. Wait, his name is Edward? Look out for quicksand. There's no quicksand in the Sahara Desert, is there? I'm calling you out, Bear Grylls. I couldn't really find a ton of solid info on the topic, but I'm going to say with a decent level of confidence that there is no quicksand in the Sahara Desert. And if there is, it's super rare. At least according to this article I found from the University of New York. And who's the only source I could find supporting the idea of Sahara quicksand? Bear Grylls. You're full of shit, Bear! You expect me to believe that in this arid wasteland, you found this single puddle of quicksand with nothing else around, and your production team didn't just pour out a ton of water to make some artificially formed quicksand? Quicksand needs a good amount of moisture to form. And you know what deserts are specifically lacking in? Moisture. I did end up stepping in some quicksand, and it's the same as the damn concrete river from level 2. I'm done with this level. I need an island vacation. Do you get it? Because level 4 is an island. You can like and subscribe now, it's alright. But before that, I have to answer the easiest quiz question ever questioned.
How low could the temperature get? Below freezing?
Yeah, man, I think the desert goes below 60. Level 4, deserted island. Skydive, build fire and shelter, climb mountain. I hope this video isn't as repetitive as the game is. If you want an idea of how poorly Bear controls, watch me try and do this simple platforming segment.
It can be beautiful, but terrifying.
Oh, no, okay.
This gorge, man, this is high. I need to get down this and locate another way out of here.
What was the point of climbing up here if all we're gonna do is just climb down?
I need water.
Why? What is he fucking... I make it through the cave, Bear's skin gets melted off by some volcanic steam, fire, shelter. Now it's time to build a raft to get off the island. It took me 6 minutes to find all the raft stuff. Maybe it is just a skill issue?
Volcano's erupting. Man, look at that eruption. Amazing. Glad I got out when I did, just in time.
Man, no way he was doing this stuff on the show.
Why is this going on for so long?
Well, I'm off the island, but the adventure definitely isn't over yet.
Fuck you mean it's not over?
Civilization. I could be out in this ocean for days. The helicopter can't see me from this angle. I need to use my knife again to signal the pilot.
And we needed to go to the other island that was like only a short distance away to do that. Why? Also, it was very much over. When it comes to attacking humans, tiger sharks are second only to... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, more anti-shark propaganda, okay?
Did you know cows cause twice as many annual fatalities than sharks? When are you gonna make that movie, huh, Spielberg? When are you gonna get off your ass and make horns? The game's final level is Patagonia, one of the coldest regions on Earth. We paraglide down and...
This place is bad. about as far from civilization as you can get. It's not somewhere you want to get lost. Trust me.
Oh.
My hands are burning cold. I can't feel my fingers at all now. Need to get moving, get my blood pumping again.
Oh, I have to do this slow-ass snow walk? What the fuck? I get there's not a lot to do in the wild, but then I have to climb another mountain. An icicle of that size falling on you would cause beyond instant death. We make a sled out of guanaco skin and use it to outsled a goddamn avalanche, and now we have to make it to safety from the snowstorm. Yay, I love slowly walking to the next destination. That's my favorite part of any video game. Fuck it, finally. Oh, good God, I spoke too soon. Fuck. Why does that reset my What?
Man, I'm so thirsty.
No, you're not. That sleep perfectly rehydrated you.
This is as bad as
Whoa, whoa. Okay, that would cause instant death. Alright, I'm no scientist, but would suddenly falling into water this cold not cause instant shock and drowning? If you know more about cold water than I do, please inform me in the comments, but I really feel like this would be Bear's untimely demise.
It's cold, but it's just about surviving. It's the extremity.
Now that Bear is soaked in ice-cold water, what is he gonna do? A. Find somewhere to take off his soaking wet clothes and try and warm up, or B. Do jumping jacks for 2 minutes.
That's it, yeah.
Fingers,
Oh my
toes,
god.
and the family jewels. I need to keep moving, get my body temperature back up.
This platforming section was really hard because of the controls, not because I suck, and when Bear just started doing jumping jacks again, I just reset to the last checkpoint, which was all the way back in the snowstorm. The other 2 times I had gotten game overs, there were checkpoints right before them, so I just assumed they were pretty frequent. I do all that stuff again, keep failing the platform section, and have to do jumping jacks 4 more times, and finally make it into the ice caves. What the... Huh? I don't need to use the leg. I can see where the holes are.
It's amazing, like a tube of ice. This is gonna be fun.
Oh god, this is not fun. This is the exact opposite of fun. What the hell? We're almost nearing the end of our expedition, and how do you think we're gonna get out of these mountains? If you guessed lasso and ride a wild horse, really? But also you'd be correct. I take it back. This is the most railroaded section of the game. Get it? 'Cause it's a railroad? It's truly infeasible that you haven't subscribed by this point. Bear only rode this horse for like a few hundred feet. It was completely unnecessary. Oh god. Ah! Like the rest of the entire game, the horse doesn't control very well either. Also, it does not stop neighing.
Man, I'm so thirsty. This is a losing battle.
Yeah, I'll take that bonus quiz. it's pretty safe to say I didn't care for this game. I finished with a completion percentage of 31%, but I'll be damned if I ever think about this game again, let alone play it. Thank you so much for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe, as it really does help out a ton. Tune in next time.